Today in this video I will give you some brief instructions on how to adjust the trigger of all of the Walther LG400 series rifles. So as you can see here, this one is an electronic trigger, but the adjustments I am going to tell you are going to be same for both manual and electronic versions. I will also tell you how to turn this trigger on and how to check the battery status. So to start with, I will tell you how to turn this trigger on. To turn it on, you just need to pull it back once slowly like this. As you can see that it has now been turned on. So now I will tell you how to check the battery level. As you can see there is a small indicator right over there. So this indicator blinks once every 2 seconds. So now the trigger is turned on. To check the battery level, you need to pull the trigger all the way back till one constant blue indicator and then release it. Now I will release it. Now it will blink once for every 1000 shots left. So as you can see that it blinked for about 6 times. It means that it is charged for up to 6000 shots, which is its full capacity. So now let's move on to how to adjust the trigger weights. Before making any kind of adjustment to the trigger, make sure that your barrel is free of projectiles, bullets, pellets, etc. in order to avoid any unwanted injury or mishap. I will tell you about the 4 basic adjustments, or whatever you can say that. So I'll cock it on dry fire mode to explain you. So as you can see here, this small movement which you make while making a shot is the first stage travel. So and the small resistance which you feel over here is the second stage trigger weight. So when you pull the second stage, the trigger goes off and you can hear a small click like this. This is where you make the shot, and after making the shot, this small movement is the over travel which you make while doing a follow through. Let me show you again. This is the first stage, and here is the second stage, or you can say let off point, and this is the follow over travel. Sorry. This is for the over travel. So first of all, I will tell you how to adjust the second stage trigger weight. This is the underside of the trigger. This is the LED indicator over here. This is the charging plug you can say. This screw is for the second stage trigger weight. So if you want to increase the second stage trigger weight, which is over here, the resistance which you feel before making the shot, you need to turn this screw clockwise. Make sure that you insert the Allen key properly so that you don't damage the screw, and give it a few clockwise turn till you get the desired trigger weight. And to decrease the second stage trigger weight, all you need to do is turn the same screw counterclockwise until you get your desired trigger weight. But make sure you do not set your trigger too lightweight, or the rifle will keep going off on its own. So let's now move forward to the next screw. This screw is for the trigger over travel, or you can say trigger stop screw. So let me explain you once again. Screw does that. It limits the trigger over travel, which is the travel of the second stage. As I told you before, this is the first stage travel, this is the let off point, and after this point, this travel, this is called the trigger over travel. So trigger stop screws limits the second stage travel. By turning this screw counterclockwise, you can increase the second stage travel. By increasing the second stage travel, I mean that the trigger will now move a bit more backward after making the shot, and If you turn this second screw clockwise, you will limit the travel of your second stage, and it means that your trigger will now travel less backward. Screw is right over here. Here, this one. Let me zoom in to show you. This screw right over here, you can see. This screw which I showed you right now is for the first stage travel. By turning it clockwise, you can decrease the first stage travel, and by turning it anti-clockwise, you can increase the first stage travel. In other words, you can shift your let-off point, the point where the trigger fires, with this screw. You can also make your trigger fire directly without any stage with this screw. For that, all you need to do is turn this screw clockwise until you hear a small click, and then give 1 or 2 rounds anti-clockwise, and it will start firing directly without any stage. Now let's move to the last screw of adjustment, which is right here. You can see this one. This screw is for the weight of first stage travel, the travel over here. If you want to increase the weight of first stage travel, you can turn it clockwise, and if you want to decrease the weight of first stage travel, you can turn it counterclockwise. So the 4 adjustments which I just showed you were the 4 basic adjustments for the trigger. Now I will tell you how to adjust the position of the trigger, like moving this trigger shoe up or down, moving it forward, backward, tilt it on an angle, or change its position from left to right, or like that. So let's start. So now I'll tell you how to move this trigger shoe up or down, or rotate its head according to the angle of your finger. As you can see here, there's a little screw beneath the trigger. You need to loosen it a little bit, and the trigger shoe will start rotating like this. As you can see here, you can rotate it according to the angle of your finger, and then all you need to do is tight it again, and you are good to go with. Now I'll tell you how to move it up or down. To move it up or down, you need to loosen this same screw, but this time you need to take it out fully, and let me take this out for you. And so I have taken it out for you. As you can see there, the trigger is made up of small spacers and a long screw, but be careful so that you do not lose any of these small parts. These spacers are of different length. As you can see here, this one, it's a small one, this one is a small one, and it's a lengthy one. You can rearrange them according to your finger. So let me show you how I adjust my trigger. First of all, I put this small spacer down here. Then I place this trigger shoe in here, and then I put in these leftovers, and now you can see that this trigger is now adjusted according to my finger. More possibilities of adjusting your trigger, like by giving it an angle like this. You can tilt this by losing this screw a little bit, and then you can move it backward, forward, give it an angle, or you can also take this out, trigger base out of here, and then you can shift it to this side. So that's all for today. Hope you like it, and I hope this video was helpful for new novice shooters like me.